Welcome, I'll be reacting to The Omega Man. Since this was primarily suggested on my Soylent Green reaction, I'm going to guess that this is a post-apocalyptic story of some kind, probably set in the future, and I know that Charlton Heston is in it. If it's half as good as Soylent Green, it will be fascinating. This is not a market substitute. Please support the original. Nice car. But where is everyone? It's completely empty. That's not good. It's not zombies, is it? Well, Omega would be the last. So, the last man? The final human? I guess if everyone else is gone, you can take your pick of the best cars. Which he did. Well, plenty of other tires around. He's just gonna switch cars rather than change his tire. That's hilarious. That would be me too. What happened? Whatever it was fast. People are still just sitting at their desk. How did they film this? Because this looks like they just filmed in a town. How is there still power? I just realized that.
You have to be afraid to smile at somebody, right?
How many times has he seen it? I like his vibe so far. Even though everything's a mess, he's like, I'm gonna go watch something.
My God, it's almost dark. They'll be waking up soon.
They only come out at night? Be careful, you don't want to get trapped in town. Oh, he has a little bunker. Why do they have matching outfits, though? They don't like light, then. Okay.
And now, as the Sino-Russian border war continues to rapidly escalate, U.S. authorities are beginning to question to what... Abort firing.
Oh, nice. He's starting to hallucinate a bit. How long has he been alone? The music really reminds me of The Prisoner. Doesn't this sound like the theme?
That creature of the wheel, that lord of the infernal engines, the machines.
It's interesting that they're showing us both perspectives.
And civil defense authorities state that the situation is much the same across the entire
I
country.
see what happened.
Martial law is now nationwide.
Stay in your homes. Stay in your homes. Those found without specific military orders are subject to summary execution.
Doesn't look like there's much they can do. It just happens quickly. Now it really feels like The Prisoner. Oh no, his pilot is being affected. Wait, how did he have it and survive? What?
And nothing quite cleanses like fire.
Oh dear. You would think he would switch towns after a while. There's the advantage that he has with a well-stocked, fortified area, but ultimately that's also vulnerable. He might be better off being mobile, switching towns a lot where they couldn't easily follow because apparently they don't like machines, and they could only travel at night. He could outrun the ones who know who he is. I like how calm he is about all this. I guess he's used to it.
Last 5 blocks have been clear, except for some signs they'd been foraging for food in a
small grocery store at,
So they still eat. Interesting. Well, that's not good because then if they're foraging and he's foraging, there won't be much left for much longer. Unless they start growing food, which would be tricky if you could only do it at night, but possible. Are any of them farming? They seem somewhat organized.
You gotta hand it to them. They sure cover their tracks. 2 years.
2 years. Wonderful set design. All these abandoned locations. It's like Miss Havisham City. So it looks like not everyone turned into the nighttime creatures. I don't know about the yellow. Maybe blue. No, not the yellow. No. Put it back.
Not my color.
Actually, he could probably use that. It doesn't look like he's had a bath in a while. Yeah, that's a good one. I think the blue... Can you imagine just shopping for whatever you want? I think he misses women. She's alive! And she's just posing. Oh, smart.
Wait! Come back! Wait! Come back!
Yeah, even if I was the last woman, I wouldn't trust a random shirtless guy running after me. Let's be honest. Even though we know he's a really nice one. Careful, it is dark down here. They could be anywhere. What a fabulous set. I know I keep saying that, but whoever the location scout was on this film, award-winning. I keep waiting for a jump scare. Yeah. Going into a dark wine cellar, not the best plan.
You see him as we were before the punishment.
Where's the woman from
Before
earlier?
we gained grace.
We need her to get him out.
You see lying there the last of scientists?
You are the refuse of the past.
You're full of crap. Are you fellas really with the Internal Revenue Service?
Your little jokes are meaningless, Mr. Neville.
Throw away those Halloween costumes and get these people organized, damn it.
Thank you.
Or are you already too far gone?
You're the angel of death, Doctor, not us.
Yeah, but if you had just left him alone, it would have been fine. I feel like I need to put my hood up now. Let's see. There, now I fit in.
He has not shared the punishments. We mean to cancel the world you civilized people made. We will simply erase history from the time that machinery and weapons threatened more than they offered.
It must be her. So there is like an underground resistance.
If you got any more questions, fathead,
My name's Robert.
Ooh, she's sassy.
come on, man, get on the bike.
I would do what she says.
I know how to roll, but it's hard on the elbows. And if you just have to play James Bond, I'll bust your ass.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-oh. Yeah, see what I would have done, I think it's what they did, which is go hole out in the countryside where there aren't that many people around, and go into the cities during the day, and then get out of there at night.
But he's cool. It's okay.
Oh, what a cute kid.
Come on, man.
There's a lot of them. Even more. Why are they mostly children? Were kids less susceptible to the virus?
Richie, Lisa's brother, he looks like he's about to go over. We're not that far gone, but we're on the road.
The yellow brick road.
Oh,
We're off
dear.
to see the wizard.
When it hit, the older people either died outright or went to the third stage pretty fast. Well, you know, I mean, some of the younger people have a kind of, resistance.
I thought so.
It's where I used to live. It's where I'm gonna live, and not Matthias, nor his family, nor any other son of a bitch is gonna make me leave.
That makes sense. It was his actual home. Poor kid. Could he figure out a cure?
There was a vaccine, just an experimental batch. We weren't sure it'd work. The stage that boy's in, my antibodies could reverse the whole process. Stop it.
You know, some of the kids, you know what they say?
No.
Are you God?
Let's find out if he's even a doctor first before we go promoting him, okay?
Okay.
He looks pretty far gone. Not again. What a gorgeous outfit. Uh-oh, must be serious. He's got the charcuterie out.
Richie and I, we had us a place in the back of a furniture store. One day, we hear this bell. He gave us the family for a while. One day, while they were asleep, we just took off.
Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
You stay here.
What's this for?
Comfort.
Comfort. What happened to... Oh, we don't use those terrible machines and so forth. Clearly they are not practicing what they're preaching. I hope she'll be okay. Clearly he needed more barbed wire. Can you imagine being the set decorator and your job is to put dust over everything? At least in this film they have an excuse for having a different outfit in every scene. Because you just pick them up wherever.
Then Richie will be the source of even more antibodies. The more people we inject, the more serum we'll get. Where'd you ever see a stream full of fish in Harlem?
At the movies.
Wow. He's sassing her right back.
I'm beginning to see the light.
Oh, good.
How about the CR?
Yeah, oh, wow.
No, baby.
Oh no, now something is going to go wrong. I just know it.
The most dangerous thing I ever ran into in one of those stores was you.
And you watch yourself.
You gonna give him the serum?
Fat chance.
How come?
For another thing, they're homicidal maniacs, for God's sakes.
Hey, man, they're humans. I mean, they're sick, you know.
He has a decision right here. He can continue in survival mode and just go after them to make himself feel safe. Or he can take the more dangerous but compassionate route and try to cure them, even though they're like, oh, there's no cure. I don't know how you would convince Matthias, though, to try it, especially since it's so slow acting.
At times you scare me more than Matthias does.
Oh my. He knows his blood will help, so he's going to Matthias.
Take me a little ride in the sun.
I actually really admire him. He's trying to do the right thing. The whole world fell apart, and he's still showing the best of humanity right here. Even though it's probably going to go horribly wrong.
You mean we could be as we were before?
Yeah, I guess so. The way we were.
The way we were.
Uh-oh.
And that's what Neville thinks we want. Is that why he sent you?
He didn't send me.
To change us back to the creatures we were. A trick!
He did his best. Her hair is going to be white. Oh no. They said it could happen really suddenly too. What's so tragic is all of this was avoidable.
I thought we might arrange a little entertainment for you before time for concluding our little business.
They're destroying their only hope of a cure. Oh no, oh no, I know what's going to happen.
Come back in the light.
Yeah. Ugh. Could they just bring a lot of the water with them?
Mario, Kenny.
That is extremely precious water right now. I don't get why they're not just like getting as much as possible. Go get buckets. I did a really quick read after seeing this about the background. It seems very interwoven with a mini genre that was kind of sparked by I Am Legend, apparently, which makes sense. There's a lot of similarities to that. And a lot of people compare it to The Last Man on Earth. And it's in this interesting genre that's not quite vampires, not quite zombies, kind of post-apocalyptic plague. I would put it more in the zombies category, even though the Nightwalkers clearly have some capacity for reason still, albeit very flawed. I have not read I Am Legend in a very long time, so I don't remember a whole lot, although I think they were vampires in that, and they kept a similar tragic ending. It's interesting that films in this era didn't shy away from killing off the main protagonist, which really makes them incredibly moving at the end, and you're forced to think about the concept of the film. And it makes me very sad because we never got to see the final Divergent film. For various reasons, they never made it. One of the things that really impressed me about that book series was that the main character goes through all of this stuff, and at the very end, like this, doesn't make it herself. And there was a huge outcry, I remember, at the time from book readers that are like, how dare you as an author do that? Ugh, ruined everything for me. And I remember having the opposite reaction and absolutely loving the fact that the author was so courageous to do that, to finish off that series with a bang, as it were, and really force you to think. And because they never made that final film, we're left on a relatively happy cliffhanger in the film series, which is super annoying. But not here. This was a nice encapsulated single film. They were able to do the full story. Actually, in modern times, I bet this film would have been too. You know how they like to stretch things out these days. It brought out some really interesting philosophical points. You have him trying to save all this beautiful art, literature, science, wonderful things. And they're trying to destroy it. So it seems like, oh, obviously they're the baddies. However, despite the fact they're kind of zealots there, I also get it because the scientists somehow created this virus or whatever it was that destroyed the world, this plague, and it was science that caused this. And they're basically pushing back and saying, we don't want this to ever happen again. How do we stop it? And their reaction, of course, was, no more science. We go back to basics here. They had their bows and arrows and they walk everywhere. No machines. And I could see this happening. A group of people after an apocalypse going, this is awful. How do we prevent it happening again? So I thought it was really interesting to see the different groups who survived. You have the other one with the kids, and they're mostly just kind of trying to make the best of things, try to stay upbeat, keep out of the way, just do their own thing, build a new community. And you have him over here shooting at everything that moves, basically, thinking that his main purpose in life is to get things back to the way they were, get things back to normal. And I feel like this is a very genuine take on what might happen, how people would really split up into these different groups. What's interesting was that although it was a worldwide pandemic, as it were, we really concentrated on one city. And it makes me intrigued about what was going on in the rest of the world. And I feel like this would almost make an interesting TV show of maybe not every episode, but maybe every season is a different location and how people reacted and survived in each area. One season could be, I don't know, Hawaii, and then the next season, Norway. The next season could be Tuscany. There'll be a lot of wine cellars in that one. I thought it was a little bit more of a sophisticated take than the classic zombie movie, even though those are really fun. There were a few moments where I was like, I don't know about that. But mostly, I think it was really well done and just drew me in. And it kind of makes me want to go back and reread I Am Legend. And in case anyone asks, no, I don't think I've seen the movie version of that. I think there was an adaptation. I remember seeing a trailer or something back in the day. I have this weird reaction sometimes to movie trailers when I'm sitting in the theater. I go to movies alone, which means I kind of listen in on what other people are saying. It's terrible, right? But anyway, a lot of times after trailers, I hear people say to their friend or whoever, wow, that's really interesting. I want to see that. Meanwhile, a lot of times when book adaptation trailers come out, I watch the trailer and go, wow, I really want to go back and reread that book. I'm going to skip the movie. I think the most dramatic example of that was Maze Runner. I saw the trailer and went, that looks interesting. Promptly went home and bought the book series, read them all, and then went to the movie and went, this is fun. But the books were better. So people who have read the novel recently and actually remember stuff from it, let me know. What did you think about Omega Man? Because I'm pretty sure it's inspired by that book, although they made a lot of changes. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on both.